Hey guys, evening, Vampire Relish reporting in. We're here with another day of the 4th Argwylon campaign. This is I think part 6, we are 74th in. And today in the title I put, what do you think about auto-resolve abuse? Let's see what the people think. If you guys want to answer the question in the chat or the comments. I've been thinking about this lately. I'm not talking about when you have your army and then the balance of power is 80 or 90% yellow. That's like normal stuff. Sometimes against a larger army it should not really be that much yellow. I'm not talking about when you have a bunch of low tier stuff and then you see a dino army and then it's favorable balance of power 50-50. Usually stuff like that. Those auto resolves that really feel off and that you're not supposed to be, you're not just getting away with it. I've been thinking about our auto resolve policies and stuff like that. It feels like it's almost sometimes it feels like we have like double standards. Because some of the situation you don't even really understand how bad it is unless you have played the game for a lot of time. Like that battle on Ulton where we had a favorable balance of power, but the balance of power does not take into account battle difficulty. So on the balance of power you might be favorable, but when you get into battle it's a different story, because just think about it. The battle difficulty is not taken into account on the balance of power, and sometimes your units are overtuned in auto resolve, either due to ambush stance, high experience, or simply just the amount of projectiles you can do, and you get balance of power where you just win with ease when it's supposed to be the other way around. These battles are rare, but I feel like every campaign you get like 1 or 2 still happen. But ever since they made the balance of power favor 50-50, it feels like, normal thing. Let's see where we are. How many provinces we have to get for the objective? We have this fused situation with lots of wars. 18 provinces. Okay. Well, even if we finish this today, we are not gonna be starting with wars until tomorrow. We are at 13 provinces, so 5 left. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Just in case this actually finishes today, we might continue that Rome campaign in Rome 2 for a bit. Okay, look at this battle. Look at this battle. We have a little bit pushing here. Even got 2 spies in the army, and let's see what happens. If I'm not mistaken, this guy Collis has dwellers below. Let's put a prediction. Okay. Blue victory, red defeat. Let's go. Bounce on this battle, 50-50 makes sense, top manager. 50-50 makes sense here. So you don't get an easy win out of it, but if you use the units right, you have to work for it, you can actually win. 50-50 is a good example here. This is a battle where you have to work for it. Got two Waste Stalkers who are pretty good at fighting. They're just, you know, better units to put in the army to micromanage. Every faction needs to have a dedicated spies, and the Waste Stalker is the one for the Wood Elves.
By your command.
What? The fuck? What the fuck is this deploy? I have never seen this in all my hours playing this game. What the fuck? Is this because our whole army is hiding? Okay. One sec, guys. Okay. Sorry guys for interruption.
Waste Stalker ready.
I feel like we're about to experience something we have not experienced this. We have not experienced so far in this game. In many thousands of hours.
Your orders. Right away.
This is actually interesting because the first thing that comes to mind is Clan Ashen. Is there a way to look up what the challenge is in the Hammer campaign? Just click on it. Oh, it seems like I've not seen this before, so cannot really tell you guys what is going on here. But I can just speculate because we are all hidden. They are just having a pep meltdown. So this is interesting behavior here. Why would they deploy here and not all in the center? That is very strange. I feel like the moment we capture the center, they're gonna start moving. We're gonna start using snipers here to shoot them. And we're gonna defeat them in battle. We could cause a bottleneck here and dwellers below as well.
I hear you.
No, we are still hidden. We're still hidden. Very interesting. The Lord has a talisman of endurance. They got 98 leadership on swordsmen without the leadership from the anti-faction. Meanwhile, in Rome Total War, one horseman touches spearman from behind and the unit starts routing.
Swiftly. As you say. Anaphrema! Forest Stalker!
I don't think they're good to shoot a single entity, same unit, because they're gonna start shooting the same entity.
As long as Rayma!
Oh my god.
Hey, dude.
Have you seen that shit? Holy shit. What the hell?
They're not moving, but we are sniping here. What does this mean? They don't see us.
Battle ready! Stalking the prey! Blood of hands! Deepwood Guardian! To war!
It must have been the wind. I still haven't fixed the leg here. Pay attention to the right leg, guys. He's right. This leg here.
Ready! Ever ready! Right away! Death to them!
I can even get 35% more ammo and more ammo on this guy. You can shoot here for like probably 10 minutes.
Oh my god. Have you seen that shit? Holy shit. What the hell?
Fight, men! Fight for our right to live!
Kill everything!
Ulrich!
I'm not sure what's the sex on the Wave Watchers or the Great Captains. Don't want to say anything wrong these days. But they do sound like a male.
Silent Sentinel!
One did 92 kills, one did more because he has the arrow chronos on.
I will! Forest Stalker!
One day we'll actually see the change in stats due to vigor changes and the battle difficulty. Maybe in Warhammer 3. Very tired. Supposed to have 36 armor now. We had 185 power. The dwellers below spam with Awaken the Wood. We want this battle alone.
Awaiting orders. Forward! Waystalker ready!
They can't do much about against sniping, but what can they do? They can definitely defend the center.
Waystalker! Quickly! Waystalker ready!
I'm not the right guy to ask about purchase advice regarding games. This is my life. But I can tell you that the Wood Elves are one of the most unique races in the game. They are one of the best melee and range factions in the game. And they don't really need to expand the normal way. So it looks like the AI broke here.
Going forward!
This is a bug, a new bug, guys. This is just the way I want to start my day, guys, with a new bug. I didn't know about this. This is the first time I see this. It looks like the AI just breaks if you have all hidden army. What did they do if they see us? Let's see. This one doesn't even have advanced stock, so it should be easy to detect.
Going forward!
Like I said, this lord can easily defeat them with Awakening of the Food and the Dwellers Below.
Orders!
It's 10,000 health with 185 power. So they woke up the moment they saw us. So it looks like they break when
I hear you!
they break when you are all hidden. This is just I guess bad code. They should all AFK on the center, not here. Why they're here? That's unusual.
Deepwood Guardian!
I'm just asking about people's opinions, Lakil. What people think about the Outer Zol abuse. I do have kind of like double standards regarding balance power and outer results, so you know, people sometimes might get confused why we do things in a certain way. I'm starting to wonder what's even the point of it. Have you seen that battle where we fought dwarves on Shrine of Cain? Where the balance power said we would win, but we lost Emmanuel Bell. Just this is one example. And there's on the stream, obviously, should visit, obviously.
Assyrian wills it.
Because, you know, having, loose rules regarding balance of power and outer result does make the campaign go smoother. But sometimes you get one of those odd things, really. So basically, when a battle ends and the survivors cannot retreat, they're all automatically killed, and the kills are just divided among the victors. So if you had 10 units and 1,000 remaining soldiers were still on the battlefield when you won the battle, each unit will get 100 kills.
The forest is whispering. Guardian of the deep.
Yoo-hoo. So we are at 13 provinces. We need 5 more to finish this campaign. Totally up to you guys how long this campaign can go. The list of enemies has shrinked a bit, but there's still things to do. We are doing a ritual rebirth in Gian Vale, so we can get Amber. Once we start getting Amber stuff, we are gonna be getting a little bit overpowered. But you need to get there. Trilich is here. Alec is here. Okay, all good.
All hail colonels.
Let's keep an eye here.
The deepwood stirs. Tracking.
We can easily expand into a couple of these provinces and finish the campaign within 2 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4. This can be really easily focused now. This diplomacy here was a little really weird. It just shows how messed up it got with 2 updates ago. This change in diplomacy, where we, what we call it, the enemy of our enemy is no longer a friend. Well, you can totally see it here. It happened with the Wood Elf rework. Guys, removing provinces. By the way, guys, I'm not sure if you heard, but at the start of the stream I said the wars will not start today unless Marconis comes here and says started wars today. We're gonna be messing around a little bit in Rome 2, continuing the Rome campaign. It's a random priority, Sagatama. Sometimes they will value it more. It might seem that they might be having hostilities towards us, so they don't care about positive diplomacy. So, haha, and the dictators are fun. I have removed provinces. Let me just update this. I do enjoy playing the Wood Elves. It's like, I'm not even going crazy with range, and I like FAP to bow and arrows, off stream. And do enjoy the power potential of the Wood Elves. This is a faction which is strong both in range and melee, since they have a massive support magic to go with it. So you have the Forest Spirits, which are really solid at tanking damage, not really crazy at dealing damage, but they will just not die when supported. And then you have the Elf side of things, which is super deadly, but it takes more damage. This is a faction that both excels at melee or range combat. You can go both ways. This is not a range faction. The fact that Forest Spirits exist and those offensive elf units plus the cavalry, this is both melee and a range faction, not just a range faction. The fact they also get a lot of stuff like this, like this, like this, like this and this. One might even say their melee abilities are even better than range, but the range is just easier and simpler. Okay. Let's see. We are at 18 provinces. It's been removed to 16. And it's 3 removed. Okay. What are we doing with this one? There are gonna be rebellions here, which we decided to ignore. Regarding military, I don't think anything in Canal. But they might have something elsewhere. There's an army in Bastogne.
Do you know who I am?
So this is 1 province, 2, 3. Get this 3 and we have 16. This is how many we currently need. We did lose Naga, right?
Whether chivalrous or not, I will strike you down, scum! If you're one.
We'll attack Borlu here.
You stand before
Oh my god! Have you seen that shit? Holy shit! What the hell?
Angloncles. Yeah. We have a higher quality army here. It's Dryads, Wave Watchers, 1 Forest Dragon, 3 Treemen. Treemen are made for full tank mode with extra defense. And we get 2 Trikin and Zotes. We get 2 Branch Raids, 1 Spell Singer, and 1 Glade Captain. I feel like this is looking like a standard. This looks like a standard hero setup for a melee composition, for a army favoring a melee composition. We got Blue Pyrrhic Victory, Red Order Predict. Go. One of the branch raids is providing replenishment to the army, and the branch raids have some really strong traits, like the Cluster of Radiance or the Murder of Spites. Not particularly special in anything, the branch raid. It can just get, you know, a solid tank capabilities due to having also the life magic in the faction. Poison, Mortis Engine effect, solid armor defense when built up. Dang, Broncos. This is a Cluster of Radiance, and this is the Murder of Spites. We don't need really this one, this bell. Put in the trees to generate power, to activate the Blessing of the Ancients. All 3 treemen are made for tanking. It's a little bit better with Draika, cause she has Murder on Spites for her Trikin. It's better to go defense. I feel like Trikin are made to tank in the first place. Treemen, I mean.
Our aim is true.
Then send away watchers to shoot around.
forest speaks.
It's a little bit problematic if we go for a wall
Way Watchers!
with dryads. Let's disrupt this.
Good, Captain!
Looks like this right side is safe. I get terrified with this damage. The next couple seconds is pull out unit no matter what. A lot of life, guys. A lot of life.
Way Watchers! For area! Flood these lands!
Like the tree trunk. What kind of stream is this? Well, Shirwiz, you've been here for years. You don't know? This is the Got You Hyper stream.
It will be done!
Miasma on some of these guys actually can make all the difference. And also above the arm on these dryads. Bottlenecks, huh? Try blocking the Tree of Life wizard when he's skilled with magic.
We will obey!
This guy's just getting killed just standing there.
As you say,
Let's get defense buff here.
target acquired.
Put in this more speed another 10 defense. We don't really need her with this magic here, sending in the trees.
The forest calls.
Blessing of the ancient buff.
Lead, Captain. I will not fail.
Pollen is actually doing some damage here. Don't have the battle skills here yet. Should have streamed in Mela. Everybody's shield. Bug. We have a Mortis engine here. This is basically the tree is getting all the procs on this guy. Why the hell would they have these guys in the first place? Just remove from the army, actually. The lore has a trade. This one will not really work. Because there's a limit how many the one can load effect at the same time. It was working when we initiated, but it stopped working after. Guys, notice what happened here? How did this guy get 110 kills? Being another very effective at fighting. If they both have murderous fights. And then this one stopped working all of a sudden while only this one worked. We're gonna get to the bottom of this, I feel. So when we initially entered in, they were both working, while the units were not taking double damage. And then this one stopped working. Man, this shit makes no sense to me. They don't stake, of course, obviously they don't stake. But initially they work together. Because this one cannot really cover all of it at the same time.
Ready to serve.
The only way to explain this is because if this guy got 110 skills and this guy was working at the same time, means it worked together. Could be that they stepped out of combat and into melee at the same time and it worked at the same time. Because what happens if both of them step into melee at the same time? Both of them will activate. We have seen abilities active at the same time because they were activated at the same time. Strange. One thing is sure, this could definitely get some more testing. You're talking about ability that sometimes it gets so bugged that it stays on the enemy active even after the unit is gone. Something weird happened here. Wasn't paying attention really. As I'm mistaken, this ability has no limit how many targets it can hit. The limit is the radius, right? But why did this one get 130 kills then? Maybe they were just shifting out of melee in melee. I mean, it's good to have feel like two, cause there can be moments where they're not in melee, right? I think if you're running a melee army or you put a branch raid in the army, if you're running a melee army, the Murder Spites is definitely the way to go. But if you're running like a ranged army, then Cluster Radiance or Murder Spites is fine as well. Makes the branch raids have some of the most convenient, if not the best traits in the game. Heck, even this one and this one are good if you're doing melee stuff. One of these branches can do 14 attack. One of those green banners on the units, those are aspects for the forest spirits. They can switch aspects. The minus magic resistance for local armor stack, yeah, it should. But if you go, it cannot be negative. I think for this one we'll just get 5 defense here. Since it has Murderous Spites. If we put Captain with him, Captain should be with him, we'll have 15 defense for all units around, which is insane.
The forest is whispering.
Okay, turn this off.
FUS speaks to me.
And this one is just spying around.
Defender of Argwylon. Tracking.
If this guy didn't have the murderous spites, I would probably go with Cold Woods, because attack makes him better. But since it has murderous spites, then Soloik is better, because it will stack with possessed by the trickster god. We don't get hit and we just kill them by our presence. Why get stuck over the bird? I want to have one anti-large ground attacker that is on the ground. So it doesn't get harassed in the air, shot in the air, targeted by the flying units and stuff like that. In the ground, surrounded by trees, is invincible. You can easily switch on a different target as well. The Great Stag also makes it the best stat as well. We don't care about the eagle on it. Flying is great, but there are exceptions. Because if you have flying and the enemy has flying, they might target you with their flyers. But since our army is mainly ground, it's just better to keep it grounded. The role of this Glade Captain in this army is mobility for the movement and campaign map, and 10 defense. The third thing is having tanky stats, so you can stay in melee and poke the large units. Since the range is trash, and this is situational. The eagle really does nothing for the Glade Captain. Unless you're running some kind of special flying army, the eagle really does nothing. The Great Stag also grants a 20 physical resistance. This is the main ability of the Glade Captain, if you ask me. In battle. And if you put in a Great Stag with all these stats here, it can fight.
Watch it.
The range stuff is not good enough to focus. You're usually just gonna use it if you're desperate.
Ancients, bless my steps.
Got a better garrison here. This place is most likely gonna get tagged before it gets anywhere. But right now it's healing 44. We might do the ritual here next. The Ember technologies are powerful. English cake. can go directly on Corona with Trilich. Luin with another army. Defeated Luin like 5 times this campaign. I think this is good at this point. 2500, we have 53. Yeah, that's definitely better now. Early on, the other option is better. Okay, let's get the ancient bark. 3 men and 3 kin and 3 men. Conduit, nice. Armor. Vitality. Over health. Tick is gone. They're getting points with Tyrion over destroying Katik. Military action against Katik 3 points, and we lost 2 points because of the war. So we got 1 point for defeating Katik in a couple battles. 1 point of diplomacy. Meanwhile, minus 87 military action against the border princes. Has over 10,000 health now. 77 defense, 123 melee attack. Actually has 82 defense. Has evasion and the possessed by the trickster god. So I'll get 5 defense here and 10 here. That's additional 15, 82 defense. Frenzy 8 attack.
I will weigh what you have to say and the merit of your actions.
Looks like Tyrion is going more and more hostile. The higher strength he gets.
Understood. As you say.
Oh, money it is. Money it is. We have money. My unicorn here. Definitely use more armor or silvered steel.
Guardian of the Deepwood.
Looks like their army is in Baston. They're just out of range of Baston. We have to go for a canal first and then go north. They can switch 2 sides here, but they're probably gonna attack Borlu. Nice 10% up, get 20 growth all provinces.
The forest is whispering.
For the wisdom of Valea.
I must fulfill my Slayer oath.
Deepwood Guardian. Guardian of the Deepwood.
Yeah, we can confederate the sisters and the Bowman of Orion.
Ever vigilant. Going forth.
Ryan will be back in 4 turns. Gonna go for this. Lost this province here. And Tyrion is in our territories AFKing with a couple of armies. There's a third one here which I missed. This is just a stomp if you have like 2 armies when you're doing the ritual, but 1 is fine as well. We'll take Canal and then we're gonna go for Montfort, Bastogne and Aquitaine. A little bit better garrison here. I think the beastmen might respawn again. And have to have a spy just in case. You never know when they spawn. Last time it looked like bug 2. Defense attack. Let's build up defense attack. You're at 14 provinces right now. There are easily 3 provinces exposed here. Heck, even this area.
Defender of Athel Lauren.
All hail Kurnos.
With multiple armies now, it's quite easy to expand in various directions. We can also take Coron next turn.
This is Bretonia.
He has 6 settlements, huh? Military-wise,
Not one step
it looks like he's trying to recruit. Oh, we're just out of range here. Feels bad, man. I guess we'll go Tyrion Bastogne then. Clear them from the south and then the top. This is easy 3 provinces here. Rank 7 here going for a growth. We'll get 2 more battles here with this forest. This is a knowledgeable map.
How may I help?
Yeah. Get this guy here. Could have also moved there. We'll see what happens to Matorka.
Eternal Guardian.
Regarding military here.
Silently.
It's kind of funny what is going on here, guys. You guys notice what Hammer's been doing?
Say what you must, but know you play a dangerous...
So... he's at war with Nordland, Karak-Ziflin and Borlu. So basically, he has an army garrison in the city. And there are enemies in the range of his city. So he cannot stay next to his city because they'll just destroy it. So he's basically just fled out of the harm's way, and he's avoiding being in range of getting smashed, because he's about to get smashed any turn. I'm not sure what these guys are delaying, waiting for.
What would you have of me?
It is night.
They're recruiting stuff here as well. Good thing we went here.
What would you have of me?
Captain of the Glade Guard.
Duty calls me. Defender of the domain.
Ready to serve.
I think we have a room here now. Only settlement is threatened here because of the invasions, events, whatever you want to call them. Forest invasions. But it does look like we have the rest of Bretonia under control here. We'll clear this area here and then clear Corona out of the game. Argwylon and Karazakara could attack us at any moment as well. I've been currently staying out of this conflict. There's a set of rebellions that will happen in the forest in a few turns. Unavoidable. Once we complete the ritual in Ganwale, we actually get a landmark that gives us 5 physical resistance to all units, which is really good with some units. It's a little better than armor. Get another forest, really wherever we can get another ancient Rimurian army. So he had us in range, but we didn't have him in range. Guess he does have 10% more campaign mode range.
Ever watchful, swiftly.
We'll eliminate Borderlo and then we're gonna go fight Luin again. We have the Taskmaster here, we don't.
I must keep my holy vow. No.
We got a rebellion here and a rebellion here next turn. We're too bad the public order events right now.
Argwylon enchant. Fraxina ultra.
There should be enough movement next turn.
Swiftly. Moving.
My powers are yours.
A face such as yours.
They're considering peace treaty, huh? They might get it if we take Torka.
Defender of Argwylon. Going forth.
So looks like Karazakarak is dominating here.
One rug!
20 settlements at war with Clan Graitus, Grim Arbois, Karakirn and Ostland. It looks like every turn we lose 1 point from military action against Border Princes. The dwarf really hated that we attacked the defensive ally here. This will take a long time to recover. This almost like they're still thinking that the Border Princes still exist in the game and they're no longer, you know, in the game. Could be part of Hold's grudges. But it was not, you know, against them directly.
Guarding.
Rastiad.
Okay, let's see what kind of army we're dealing with here.
I am the defender of Ulthuan. Choose your words carefully.
How much would it require for a non-aggression pact here? Just, you know, starting diplomacy these days between unlikely factions.
Very well.
Well, it's unlikely he'll betray us now.
Ulthuan.
Non-aggression, military access, one common enemy. He might actually switch same interest as us now, instead of trying to be potentially focusing us. We'll see if his interest switches over. So far, he didn't appreciate a single thing we did in diplomacy, really. We'll see in a few turns if any of these bonuses increases. Acolytes of the Keeper. Is it the same faction? Tyrion actually doesn't like them. But this is a faction we could actually build diplomacy over, and let's see if actually this values stay or they just get removed the next turn.
I think not.
I see the
There's one
winds.
more building up here. It's a shame they're taking Tordern Hill. We have a massive negative public order going on right now. Massive. Okay. Look at this. This is clearly abuse of balance of power here. This is the example what I asked the question in the title. What do you think about auto-resolve abuse, guys? Look at this. It's not even an ambush. We don't have strong range army. And it's a fully yellow bar. One might say you have a Durtu with Sword of Cain and Durtu, but it's not that. It's just the balance of power is so fucking bad. There's a rank 1 again Kelso leading a host like this. Doctor cancel this. We don't have ward save items. Yeah, we have Dryads in the army, so the units could get killed. Prediction, sure. Close victory, blue, red order. You're not even in a forest here. So we don't have the forest bonuses. But these units are very tanky in melee. Last time we dealt with a Chaos army like this, Dr. lost half health. But this time we got a little bit more healing. Not sure about the left side. Just give me a moment, guys.
Eat their souls!
The battle hasn't started, Juka. This is deployment phase. Oh boy. Just an easy bell here. Maybe if I ignore the left side, they're not even gonna go left side. And I wanted deploying the trees here. This has potential for magic. We don't have the extra toughness here on the Tree King because they're missing. We're not in the forest and we're missing also rank 7 some of them.
Raid, Captain! Orders!
Last time we fought them, we were in a tree line.
Ready to serve.
For the eternal realm!
As you say.
Left side, if he doesn't move, it's preferable.
Bows of Argwylon!
We just need poison from them. We don't have poison otherwise.
Deepwood archers!
Here they come.
Blade guard!
2 Manticores, 2 Chaos Knights, and the Dragon which she got. Order speed and attack.
Blade guard!
I just need to keep that poison here.
Ever ready!
The hunt begins!
For Karnos!
This is the trick in our battle taking any damage here.
To arms! Take them down! Strength of summer! By Orion's decree!
This is a little bit weird on the left side. It was just a slaughter on the left side.
Blade guard! Death to all! They will die! For the eternal realms!
I literally can't believe what's happening here on the left side.
Blade guard! Kill them!
guess they can't hit us because of the possessed by Trickster Lord God. What else are pretty crazy in melee? Debuff the Chaos chance to hit, increase your melee defense, and make the Chaos cry. And we do have poison as well.
Our bows are yours.
Seems our defense is way too high for them.
Blade guard. Ever ready. As you command. Death to all. End them.
This thing on the left side was legal, really. What the fuck? 59 attack, 77 defense.
My
They just
God.
can't hit these units.
Have you seen that shit? Holy shit. What the hell?
The wood elves in melee are pretty disgusting. It's usually people praise their range, but that's one of the best melee factions as well.
Spell singer.
This is a slaughter. This is like they couldn't even hit us. Altrazol had it right, yeah, but I just can't believe this shit. We haven't even crippled that army that much regarding debuffs. Just some damage. They simply couldn't hit anything. Have everything on top. It possessed by the Trickster God with some other stuff. I just feel like it's a little bit too good. A little bit too good. We had one possessed by Trickster God on the left and one possessed by the Trickster God on the right. Our Glade Captain has it and Durtu has it. Since we don't really want to have this one next to Durtu because we upgraded from Dance of Loyalty to possessed by Trickster God. Please don't kill my dryads.
Fraxina Alpha. Sigla Bellium Abyss. Tua Fraxina.
There's not a pleasure here because this one doesn't want to give us lines. This is Durtu. We are playing without campaign skills. Nobody took campaign skills at the moment. Went with the wizard skills, some of his unique skills, Dryad's tricky and treatment skills. We haven't buffed any range. And we got his good unique stuff. And we've taken all of his fighter skills for flavor. This is total overkill, by the way. You don't need this, you can just go campaign skills. But we picked it for the flavor. Haven't picked any range buffs. This one is for 1 point is great. This one for 1 point is amazing. But we want to have a strictly melee army, but we couldn't find the downtime to switch this to melee units. Having a Glade Guard with Hegmin tips is nice. It's just an all-round reliable unit throughout the campaign. The fact these units can poison the enemy and not poison us gives us an advantage in melee beyond already the advantages we have, which are an extremely tough army that can heal and it's very hard to hit.
What do you wish to discuss?
17 military action against the Acolytes of Keeper. Still this turn, huh?
I am Tyrion, champion of the Everqueen. Very well.
If you're wondering what the poison is, it is not damage. Poison is a debuff for speed and damage. All damage 20% and 24% speed. So the enemy has even harder time killing this, doing damage to this army. Looks like it's the way to go. Okay, looks like we have a Bretonnian fight here. We'll end Borderloo and then we'll go for Coron North. Looks like we're gonna have to fight Lewin again. He's just taking all the settlements we've taken here. So we're gonna have to attack them all over again. A little bit whack-a-moling up and down. Army on the left, army on the right, 50-50. Yeah, the Hegmin tips go amazing with the Forest Spirits. There is a Ember technology which grants the Forest Spirit poison, then you no longer need Hegmin tips. Until then you should probably use the Hegmin tips. There's the combination of stuff like Possessed by the Trickster God, Call of the Woods, the Forest Spirit tankiness, and the Wood Elves crazy offense, and then you add poison and magic and you get one amazing malefaction.
Bowman, ready? Defenders of Argwylon.
Their battle skills are also incredible for the melee units, especially their infantry. Tree here. I think the primary role of Tricking is to protect Dryads. Dryads, which is the main damage dealer of Forest Spirits. Because there is 100 of them. You don't really have to use Dryads, you can just use Tricking, but you'll have less damage. Since Dryads got aspects, made them better than ever. And the battle skills are amazing. These units are also easily kept alive by magic. Don't forget those guys in the back. Slowly breaking the door. Why are they still holding this shit here? Primary role of the Tricking is to tank. can easily cover Dryads behind the Trikin and mitigate all the damage. Then send in Dryads to do the killing.
Ready and waiting. Blade guard. As you command. Defenders of Argwylon.
Archer shooting from all sides. Doors are bugged. Oh, Ellis, you any good against other people like in PvP? I've never seen you stream one of those. Is there a reason or? I suck at multiplayer. I just like to bully AI.
Argwylon! At pace! Dauntless Azrael! Steady!
How does student get so much focused here? Couldn't even damage the Dryads, but this unit have taken some random damage. But they're focusing on the archers, I wasn't paying attention. This unit is always high aggro from the enemy range. This unit has pretty good toughness, but they just focus everything on it. Decisive victory predicted by 60% of people. The Dryads did most of the damage here. Also the killing. Was some crazy support on the Dryads, so they barely taken any casualties. So get the tricking buffed. We'll finish off Borlu here. Kron will retake these places, but we'll take it back.
The forest is whispering. My powers are yours.
It seems like they're spamming a lot of stuff. They're even getting some good stuff.
No, I am the lion.
Ephua speaks to me.
You need to be pre to an early release copy of Warhammer 3. No, I don't have anything to do with this yet.
Ancients bless my steps.
And even if they're giving me an early Warhammer 3, you probably wouldn't even know about it. Because I couldn't tell you.
Lilith, protect me. Chosen defender of Argwylon.
Searching out threat. Argwylon above all.
What the fuck is this?
Okay.
These guys are raiding just outside the forest. They don't have enemies or something?
My hand hovers close to my blade. Utter your demand before I raise it.
Elich is looking forward to being allowed to play 2 hours of Warhammer 3 at a specific date. Nah. Is there no public core building? No. The Wood Elves don't have a public core building. Not public core building. They have this building here, just crafting building. It's a little bit public core, but it's not a public core building. They forgot to give the Wood Elves a public core building. Again. They really need to give public core in the core building. I get a little bit public order from various sources. A little bit from the Yoke of Ages, a little bit from the crafting building, a little bit from technology, minimal from technology, and then you get events. Events are supposed to be your main public order beyond the buildings. A rebellion here and a rebellion here next turn. This all would actually make be fine if we didn't get -40, -8 public order from confederations, which don't make no sense anymore for what else. So Lewin will take this, he'll just be attacking settlements again. Once we clear Borderloo, we can go fight Lewin again. This time will be the end of him. Unless the Empire helps him.
Argwylon, Tula Vulvu, Winus.
Lanlang has been destroyed a while back. They're the one that started this whole war. Fight with their allies.
An affront to Orion.
Rebellions.
Grazia Atheno. Cadambra.
Okay. Put a prediction here, boys. Blue for decisive victory, red for order. Serpine tree.
Bodies and charts.
Glade Guard! The forest will...
Armies. Bodies and charts. Cameo. Tar Voraxina.
Understood? We never miss!
Tar
Straight away!
Tar Furaxina.
Glade guard! We understand! Ready to fire!
Our bodies and jars.
For Isha! Master! Glade guard!
Tar Furaxina. Eta Abyss.
Straight away! Athelloran! Defenders of Athelloran!
Furaxina. Our bodies and jars.
Azrael, dash!
Kadabra Fidel.
Deepwood archers! Glade guard! Advance! Children of Athelloran! They will die! Bowman, ready! Glade guard!
Tar Furaxina.
We are tireless! Shall we go?
Charge Krasniad.
Quickly! Swiftly! Quickly! Fire at will! It will be done!
Sibla.
Warriors on Ariel! At once! Glade guard! Tireless! Bows of Athelloran! Dauntless Azrael! Swift of foot!
Hira Voltuos.
Our aim is true! Glade guard! For Eldrasor! With haste! This instant! Now! Orders! At pace! At speed!
Aita. Furaxina.
Ready and waiting! Immediate!
Yoo-hoo.
Swiftly now! For Karnos! This instant! For the eternal realms! Glade guard! Missile ready! Archers ready! Glade guard! Ceasefire!
Close victory, man. They nearly had us. Almost lost this. Really by 25% of the people. You guys have not been listening at all, right? You have not been listening at all. 25%.
Harmonis Enchant.
Interesting. The Bright Order are
Of course.
84 right now.
Protector of the forest.
Looks like the wars are going away and we can just easily finish this now. They all got beaten up. We have very strong military. We are working on the 4th army as well. And they also have different interests from the looks of it as well.
Ready.
Yeah.
The Empire.
It is time. Come then, messenger.
Where were Karahir? Borlukron. Swords, I don't think they will stop anytime soon. We'll finish off Borlu.
By the light of the...
But Koron has the provinces we want, and they're constantly being aggressive. They've been spamming pretty good. Almost feels like a proper faction this campaign.
Yes, the forest's riches are ours.
Like similar like what the Empire Greensguard Wars will go when they aggro them.
New to your content, brother, and enjoying it.
Thanks, brother. Enjoy away. We'll clear the Bretonia here. We have pretty much reached critical mass with the third army. We need 2 more provinces. We're at 14. Campaign requires currently 16. If you want to see more of this campaign, add more provinces, otherwise we are almost finished. Or if you want it to end right now, you can also remove provinces. It looks like it's just gonna be fighting Bretonians for the next 2 hours. We have 2 very powerful armies in Bretonia. Hockey Warrior has removed the province, sure. We are now at 15, which means we take the settlement, campaign will be considered finished. Dark Boo also removed the province, which means we are pretty much finished. Nine were added, 5 removed. Okay. We're not starting a dwarf campaign today. Instead, we're gonna go play a little bit Rome 2, continue the Rome campaign.
Way Watchers! Archers ready!
We have still a campaign in progress in Rome 2. You guys remember from the challenge thing? Just got bored of it.
Defenders of Argwylon!
I hope you guys enjoy this campaign with Forest Spirits. That's one way you can play the Wood Elves. But pretty much this the Wood Elf factions is a very strong range and a melee faction. I feel like this is how you do melee and range faction. They even have more variety in melee than some other factions. What do you guys thought about this campaign? Nobody requested this campaign. This campaign was pretty much my pick. Started with 10 base provinces. Wanted to have like a kind of like a semi-short Whittle campaign. Of course, you guys could have increased or decreased the amount, but ended up being from like 1 or 2 day campaign into a nearly like 4-day campaign. What would have pretty much kept happening here would have increased the size of armies to 4 and 5, the full council of ancients, and taken all over the forests, unlocked all the amber technologies, and just have even more powerful armies and faction effects. Yeah, we did go with a start that make this campaign harder. We rushed the Sword of Cain. I do not recommend it. Honestly, if you ask my opinion about the Sword of Cain, never take Sword of Cain. It's just a detriment to your faction, especially with the state of diplomacy as it is. But if you like have a powerful lord that can easily carry strong hard fights and unpredictable diplomacy where you are a target of random wars, potentially lots of wars and enemies, go ahead for it. Like to be hated and targeted by huge factions that are not supposed to be fighting you, go for the Sword of Cain. Our ancient Treeman armies are not particularly high damage armies, but they have high durability, very good grinder potential. There's some beauty in playing high durability armies that don't just end balance a couple of walls, if you know what I mean, a couple of spells. This is the aspect of the Willow. It's the best one. On the Treeman, since it's already super tanky, the one that increases armor piercing damage is probably the best. Otherwise, you're not gonna get your money out of the Treeman. But if you have a malevolent Treeman, the defense is the way to go. But to get max out of the Treeman, you should really go for armor piercing damage. We just go with an extra tanky army here. I mean, this stream is 75 defense and you can get more. These characters are not giving up, you know. They're gone down. Are you missing the best Woodell if you don't have the new Woodell DLC? No. I think you are missing the The Blade Singers, though, that's the best elf melee infantry. But the War Dancers and Wildwood Rangers are still pretty good. I think the Blade Singers are tied behind the locked behind the DLC, which is one of the best melee infantry in the game for killing. For Durtu with Forest Spirits, you pretty much have a really tough army. You can make it even further tougher with magic and other support units, or you can add some damage to the rest of the army. I guess you're kinda missing the best cavalry and the best melee elf infantry if you don't have the DLC. I still haven't went 100% to investigate the Blade Singers or the Great Stag Knights. I've been saving that for the Orion's campaign. Can we see the end ritual before campaign ends? Sure. I don't think you get the Great Stag Knights and the Blade Singers if you don't have the DLC. The Blade Singers are basically elite war dancers. And the Great Stag Knights are Monster Shock Cavalry, which is also pretty nice. I'm gonna be fully investigating the Blade Singers and the Great Stag Knights when we play Orion. We're gonna go with a melee arm with Orion. I like to stick to the kind of to the flavor of the faction, like with the Argwylon, Gathering of the Ancients, use all the Ancients, and have the armies primarily built around the Forest Spirits, the Dryads, Trikin, and the Tree Men. For Durtu specifically, I would have pretty much just go with Dryads, Trikin, Tree Men, and one Zotes probably. Maybe one Forest Dragon as well. I would not put even any archers, but since how this works these days, you kind of want to have Hagbane tips, so you give that maximum advantage in melee for poison. And you kind of want to have these guys until you research this technology. So once you get this, then you can really drop the this for Durtu, but Hagbane tips is the way to go. That poison makes melee even better. Because you can poison the enemy, your guys can take even less damage. And pretty much the whole premise of the Forest Spirits is they do not die. They're basically made that they just stay alive. The Dryads only have some toughness, but they're not as tough as Trikin and not as Tree Men. Trikin and Tree Men are some of the toughest in the game. Unless they have a counter, they will not be able to kill it. All the Dryads take massive damage because they have entities, 100 entities. They also have the highest damage output of the two, since they have 100 attackers with damage. So this damage dealer that we used to joke around on the Dryads is actually now a thing. And why is this a thing now? Not only because this was like put initially, did this attack in 12 weapon strength, but these aspects. With this, the Dryad actually finally becomes what it's supposed to be. We've been using aspect of the wheel of this whole campaign. Of course, depending who you fight, it might be might not be perfect, because there'll be better even than Dryads. But Dryads always fight together with Trikin and other Forest Spirits, and you have lots of melee buffs, defense buffs, and magic to support them. support the Dryads, then there's nothing they can kill in the game. And of course, tricking is basically, is like, just consider tricking armored vehicles that fight back that carry the Dryads. And mind blown, you will all of a sudden find a new way to play with Dryads. The Dryads also get massive toughness from rank 7 when you get rank 7. Okay, we done this campaign. Other than some, you know, this mumbo jumbo, I do love playing the Wood Elves, especially Durto and Orion. The Wood Elves are pretty much on a regular schedule. Whenever we want to play some, we could consider one of the Wood Elves campaign. This is a faction that is just a really solid, fun faction to play. They have great melee, great range, great magic. Probably one of the most polished factions in the game, but nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. They forgot things, they made things, some things made no sense. But that's just how it is, you know, just state of the game. Nothing will ever be perfect, right? Unless it has yes, yes in the name. Okay. So, we are done on turn 77, 5 turns for the ritual. Well, considering it's 5 turns, we're not gonna wait for it. Whoever asked about this. Are the Silver Thorn not worth anymore? Since you have a massive amount of magic, no, they are not. You can still get a use for them, but no. I suggest whoever asks about if you can wait for the end of the ritual, you can check Drake campaign or Sisters of Twilight campaign. We have complete rituals there. We're not gonna be doing 5 more turns here because it'll be 5 more battles as well. The rebels will also attack, so we can do probably more than 5 battles in those 5 turns. The Sisters of the Thorn is still a solid unit, but you no longer need to rely on these bound spells. Because a standard army is probably the Lord of Life, or another Lord of Life, or the Lord of Beasts, and the amount of power we can have, this is, we weren't even going crazy with it. There is 200 Winds of Magic power reserve. Keep in mind, this is 60 base. The area is not affected. We enter into battle, we have arcane items and other stuff. It's like all this power that's available to the Wood Elves now. We don't have technology for another 20 power. They're magic-wise, you might say they have the highest amount of Winds of Magic power reserve in the game. So, what does this mean? You know, that doesn't mean they're the best at magic. This means that they just get incredible value out of their magic because they can spam the magic. You can have multiple wizards in the army and cast spells all the time. And the fact that the cost of these spells can be decreased, like -1 for the Lord of Life. They get some of the best value out of healing magic in the game. Because this means this is 10-15 life blooms per battle guaranteed, multiple regrowths, a dozen earth bloods, and then you still have the damage potential side of things as well. Which is why this makes them one of the best melee factions in the game as well. I wouldn't say, wouldn't really say like top 3, but definitely contender for top 5. So, Argwylon number 4 finished, boys. You guys have any questions or want to say how you like this campaign, what else we could have done? Just, you know, say in the chat. We'll be here for another 5-10 minutes. Stream will start and I'll probably be back. Stream will end and I'll probably be back after finish like an episode or 2 of Supernatural. We'll do a night stream with Total War Rome 2. We have a Rome campaign in progress that we haven't played in a while now. Who's the number 1 to 3 melee factions? In my opinion, the Greenskins are the number 1 melee faction, and then it's the Lizardmen and Chaos. Wood Elves regarding melee are probably just slightly ahead of Vampire counts, in my opinion. Since they have powerful support magic, damage potential, and they can just out-heal most of the damage with 2 life wizards, which you can put in the army. More healing than even the Vampire counts. Greenskins with the WoW buffs and all the buffs they have for the melee stuff now and the rework has made them surpass the Lizardmen as a melee faction. While the Wood Elves are, I feel like, slightly ahead as a melee faction than the Vampire Counts, which is primarily a melee and magic faction. Vampire Counts have definitely fallen behind. Magic-wise and melee-wise, the Wood Elves are just better. Because the amount of magic and support on the armies from the magic they get surpasses even the Vampire Counts. Just think about it, the Wind of Death will just delete all infantry lines. Well, infantry, what infantry? Infantry can't do anything to Wood Elves. And when it comes to healing, the Lord of Life is a more reliable source of healing than the Lord of Vampires, which has the resurrect ability, but the units of the Wood Elves take much less damage. So their armies are just tougher and easier to keep alive. What about the Tomb King melee? It's pretty solid. Pretty solid, but not a really contender for top 5. It's good. It's good at Tomb King melee. They're probably there with the vampires. Norska melee, Norska is probably contender for top 5. Ideal composition for the late game Vampire Coast army. Lord, heroes, and 15 plus Necrophix Colossi. I'm just kidding. Well, Necrophix Colossi is definitely a unit you want to consider, but you don't really have to use more than 4. To make the things a bit more convenient, Depth Guard polearms will slaughter anything that Necrophix Colossus might struggle with. So you have Necrophix Colossi to destroy all their infantry from afar, cavalry potentially too. And when it comes to their large units, like if you're dealing with high elves, the Depth Guard polearms will kill it much easier. So you have Necrophix Colossi targeting the enemy range units, nasty infantry from afar, with the rest of your artillery, mortars, carronades, or the big cannon, while the Depth Guard polearms should be considered to deal with anything that gets close, especially large. Depth Guard polearms just out to win against anything large. A mix of Depth Guard polearms and Necrophix Colossi will be always more reliable than just having Necrophix Colossi. I've never really considered spamming a single unit Zimli. Talking about their whole roster and the melee experience in general. The use of magic that destroys, magic that heals, and the stato and abilities on their melee units. And I think take things into consideration, never spamming a single unit or a Sword of Cain in the equation. The Chosen, for example, are still the strongest shield unit in the game. Nobody even comes close. Because they not only just have extreme durability, but they actually do damage. Usually it's a mix of everything faction has to offer, like a set of heroes with various abilities like that. You know, it's like 10 defense here, and you get another 5 defense here. And then you can also apply the various attack, other defense debuffs, magic, stuff like that. And then you have a mix of units for different roles. Just Strikin is not good, just Drats is not good, just Treeman, you might get away with it because they can't die. The mix of everything is just gonna be better. But considering that Treeman costs 488 and a Dry costs 179 and a Trin costs 293, and the money has become, you know, a thing you actually have to manage with else. The Dryads finally have a slot in the army because this rebalance of the economy. This campaign we have 3 out of 5 armies in action. We can still add 2 more armies to make the faction more powerful, but we would need to either have campaign skills or get the rest of the magical forests. And this is all this army faction will need, is 5 armies. And there would be a single situation where I would consider just spamming a particular unit. Because, you know, a combination of stuff when used right is better than just a single spam. Either being in a effect of the battle or the campaign. The fact that you can just put 19 of something, and you know, it doesn't mean it's going to be better or more effective than actually a balanced army that costs less. It's more versatile in more situations. It will just mean that you can turn off your brain and do battles, you know, easier in a certain way. It's like you're telling, you know, I don't really want to play this game the way it's, you know, kind of meant to be played. I just want to do it the easy way, the cheap way, by crippling my economy and playing in a certain narrowed way where there's just only forward. There's no left and right or back. There are factions where spamming a single unit makes sense, but it's never better than anything than the alternative. I understand that having different sets of heroes, units, might be overwhelming to people, and sometimes, you know, controlling this is just Pepe Meldon for them. They can't play the game. I also understand that, you know, having a full army of, you know, let's say not full army, let's say this of a single, you know, spam unit, you know, could be fun. It's not even intentional, just, you know, thinking, you know, this is the way to go, that you don't have the alternatives. Sometimes, you know, you do things certain way just for the fun, but, you know, playing armies like this is I feel like, you know, the best way to play the game. Creating armies that make sense, that look good, and that are versatile, while they're still not really crushing your economy. Keep in mind, this campaign, we haven't taken campaign skills. Nobody has campaign skills here. And economy-wise, I think we've been doing just fine. I also gave 57,000 gold to Tyrion. It's for non-aggression pact. When I think about the unit spams, the first thing that comes to mind is games like Age of Empires, heck, even StarCraft. This is not a game like that.
Bastiat.
We actually retained some of the relationships we got in Nagnesh Pact.
I will not.
Usually, a versatile army is, without going into detail, is an army with a lore that's been built up, set of heroes. In this case, could be 3 or 4 of these on this list. So you get like 3 or 4 of this army, maybe 2 of one, like in this case here, and then a combination of 3 to 4 units, well, some units being basically 1 off or 2 off, depending what type of unit it is. I think the Forest Spirits are a primary example of the units that work together, especially since the rework. The addition of the aspects have made these units just better. Especially Dryads and the Trikin. Trikin were always good, but they kinda lack damage. Now that they take even less damage than before, and they do a little bit more damage. Of course, you can specialize all these units on damage as well, but they lose toughness, which they don't really need. But you know, it's another way to play these units. I just like the idea of these units being really tanky while still doing damage. And since the Wood Elf rework, it feels like the Forest Spirits are supposed to work together. They're basically just, you know, a combined effort. The elf armies are probably gonna be a little bit faster. There is you're gonna have to be acting faster and making sure you go for the kill from the very start of the battle. Unlike the Forest Spirits, which are the opposite. You have more time, more downtime, and longer battles. While the Wood Elves are just, unless you're just, you know, trying to harass them, their approach, and, you know, kite them around. Talking for the melee version, you go for the kill. You just go for the kill. Of course, how the Wood Elves fight, you wanna stick to the trees on the battlefield for the maximum advantage. Not every battle, but if you stick to the trees, it's always gonna be giving you a better result. Usually, always. And the thing about the trees on the battlefields, they don't move. So you have to get the enemy get to you. So the Forest Spirits have Vanguard, you can literally deploy in their face. And the Elf also have Archers, which you can destroy the units which make them not move to you. There's a flavor army Satosa hold mid-game. The Satosa infantry, the humans, are just like a first 40 turns unit. It's basically just another pirate and vampire zombie faction. The human units are just gonna be okayish in the first 40 turns. The first 40 turns is kind of like the early game where the AI still hasn't reached, you know, constant tier 3 plus spam. Because as the AI get better units, you know, you can't really fight this unit with the Satosan infantry, for example. While the depth guard, you know, will have solutions, or you can just deploy formations of pole arms, guns, and artillery. In the first 40 turns, you know, usually the game is gives more room to use the earlier units, but after that point, most units kind of fall behind. Even the Dryads will fall behind later, unless you have the Bell skill and the Veteran Bell skill. The fact a unit like Dryads can still be usable and it will still be considered army because of the Bell skills tells you that these are the Bell skills done right. The Free Company Militia are basically a hybrid unit that lost half the buffs when they switched to Warhammer 2. They no longer just get all the melee and range buffs at the same time, they usually just get range buffs. If they had like multiple skills to buff them, it could be viable, but the thing is, they're not undead and you can't even heal them. This is just a half-assed faction with limited flavor. I think as a Vampire Coast faction in the campaign should have multiple missile resist technologies for their infantry. Because in the campaign, AI and even player-wise, the zombies and the vampires of the Vampire Coast lack missile resistance. This could be the start. Zombies and vampires have more missile resistance from technology. Probably like 2 sources would make it better. But the Depth Guard I feel like should have more health. I'm not a fan of these units that have questionable health. And that health is only justified when they get into melee. Which means if you just focus it with the range, their melee advantage, you know, will do nothing. As they get hunger, and because of that, they get a lower health pool. No doubt that's the balance idea behind the unit. Depth Guard probably should have, if not natural missile resistance like most units in the game, they should have missile resistance on the technology. I think in general, vampire units, especially in this game, should be faster, and it should be done through technologies. Like the vampire counts are missing a technology for infantry speed, and Von Karsten Lord main trait should probably be speed for the whole army instead of random traits. This will not affect the multiplayer experience at all, since this is all campaign stuff. Technology is probably the way to separate these things from the multiplayer without affecting the multiplayer community. So basically, when you're playing a faction like Pirates of Sartosa, you don't care about their flavor. You care about your gingerbread island and the fact you're starting in a different part of the map. Is this even an island though? It's peninsula, right? So you have a different starting location. That's what you get with RNS, right? It would be cool if in Warhammer 3 they make a bigger map, even bigger than this. They add more water everywhere and various islands in this water. So stuff like there would be more islands in the water where pirates could actually take for regions for more expansion. It would be cool we actually had islands in this water, but there is not enough distance between these things. Like, you see like Isle of Wights? It could be like this or even smaller. It could be like an island like this and just a region on it. Could be just, you know, safe port for these pirates in the middle somewhere. Like it could be islands here. I'm not sure about the capabilities of making this, you know, work, the size of it. With the size probably comes, you know, they would put more effort. But, you know, stuff like southern states of the ocean, I would totally want to see it, this thing being 4 times larger. So this would be just the top left side. So this part of here would be like here. They don't have to increase the size of the provinces on the land. They're just lacking water. Like this whole area is missing water here. This continent is missing water and you know, coast there. This is just all they put all this here and it's what's the word for it? When you try to put too much into a small like a small area. What's the word for it? Cramped. It's cramped, yeah. Ultron is the prime example of cramp. There should definitely be another part of the one more layer of sea here, here, and down here. Now will be super exciting to see what they do with Warhammer 3 regarding this. I mean, the fact we have this massive campaign map and performance is this good is already, you know, crazy, right? You know, we can clearly see if they put effort into it, they can clearly improve things. And not just, you know, release another new faction on top of everything without, you know, going into the, you know, problems of the game. Like sieges or how the campaign map looks. Because if they update the campaign map on Warhammer 2, no, they can't charge you money for this, and that's, you know, that's a problem. So the only solution would be you know, Warhammer 3, or be like normal companies and release a season pass. You know how the Civilization 6 did the season pass? They pretty much promise content and updates to the game. You basically do a one-time purchase and the game keeps getting updated the whole year. Not only there are updates to the game, but also new content. So it's 2021 and the CE and Sega have still not discovered the season pass for the Total War games. It's a little bit weird. What do you guys think about that? Why do they don't do season pass? Because if they do season pass, they kind of get you know, they kind of get paid to keep working on the game beyond the new content. And season pass is you know, it's been a widely accepted system in the video games today, right? You see a game you like, they offer season pass, you buy it. You see a game you like, they list 10 DLC. You go to Twitch, you buy the streamers. Is this content worth it? Should I buy this? Should I buy that? You know what I'm talking about? It's like, it'll make it even easier for the common man, you know, the plebs, to buy content. And I think they might even make even more money with this. Because, you know, somebody who is, you know, on the border with strategy games, you know, the strategy games require effort, you know. You have to learn them, you know, to enjoy them. And most people will buy the game and they'll play like one Vortex campaign 2. It's like, this is too much for me, I can't put the effort or time, I want to go play more Fortnite. And, you know, they're just stop playing. And they're not even gonna look at the new release stuff, but they see game, Warhammer 2, and they see Season Pass next to it, they might, you know, buy Season Pass without even thinking what you're gonna get into it. Of course, you're gonna click on it, and they'll tell you what you get with it. But it'll be convenient for the customers, convenient for them to work on the game, because, you know, they have to justify, you know, updating the game. We're living in a world where unless they can justify updating the game, they're not gonna work on the game anymore. It's like I feel like a primary example of this is the Saga games. I feel like the Saga games will get very little attention post-release. I might be wrong with this, because, you know, I've not really played them post Thrones of Britannia. Thrones of Britannia had some problems, but, you know, they patched it, better or worse. Not sure how done with Troy, but, you know, I don't wanna, you know, get into a game and then I feel like the company has abandoned the game because, you know, they're supposed to be just a game in between games, at least, you know, for 1 year, and then we on to the next game. It's not even their interest to keep working on the game, like a Saga game, because the next year they might release a new one, or in 2 years already. So here they can release a season pass and they can charge money for it, they can get paid for content, and people will buy a season pass that they will not even play half of it in the season pass. Season pass is not just, you know, to get stuff what you get, but, you know, to support the what do you call, the content of the game, future of the game. It's 2021 and they still release, you know, things at a time. Some companies do season pass for 2020, then season pass for 2022. You know, if the game has, you know, a future like that, they don't have to just put one season pass. Like when you go to the games, let's say like I don't know, like I feel like Civ 6 did it right, and this is how I feel like the other companies should look like. The New Frontier Pass. Look at this. That's how you do it. That's how you do a season pass. You get content throughout the year. The game feels livelier. It's almost like feels like a multiplayer game, honestly, like you're playing an MMO. You get content, you get updates with every content, and it's almost like these devs finally have some real jobs that they can do like things all the time instead of just, you know, work on something for years and then you know, slowly abandon it. It's like, feel like sometimes it feels like to me, although, you know, for them it might feel like the different things. I don't know. It's like Borderlands, for example. Borderlands 3. You have a season pass, and then you have another season pass. Total War doesn't have the audience. Well, there might be some truth to that, but Total War Warhammer clearly does. Even Three Kingdoms looks like they got a lot out. So it's kind of weird they're not making a season pass, if you ask me. No, it's like it doesn't really fit every game. I mean, some games are just gonna be microtransactions, right? I feel like a season pass would make sense for the game since what I'm saying here, their games require a lot of work. This is not just some random game you're gonna release and just it's done. They keep adding stuff to the game. It requires constant work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. That's why we are always being so critical, right? It's a lot of work. So why not get paid for that work? Just list season pass and just take part of the season pass to pay for the people to work on the game. If you don't want to pay them other companies' pockets. It's justified. Just charge it in season pass, right? If you think that things that you're releasing these are not just so to keep working in the game, just get a season pass out. Because God knows that this is an insane project. I mean, just compare this to like really any other fantasy game here, or any other Total War campaign. Season pass is pre-ordered. There is no work. I'm not even sure what you're saying there. Are you saying they cut the content out of the game and then they release it over time, and they're not working at it at all? Because that's not true. Because you can release content to the game without seeing how it's going to affect the whole of the game. Just imagine if we didn't had the Eye of the Vortex, how much more effort would have went into more empires, or would they even put in more effort in more empires? Just I feel like, you know, sometimes I feel like, you know, they're not really working on it because, you know, there is not a money incentive in it, right? Because they can't really charge you a rework of the campaign map. They have to put some kind of you know, reasoning why they're doing it. Because it's clearly not really longer anymore like you know, work out of love, or, you know, pride, just, you know, making the thing out. It's basically feels like it's just work these days. More love, of course, goes into the main project, like the Total War Warhammer 2. That's not denying that. But everything after, it feels like there has to be some incentive for them to keep working on it.
The forest is whispering.
I'm talking about season pass for the year. So let's say we are now in 2021 and they decide to release a season pass now in April. So from this April to the next April, all the content they release, you get it. There's gonna be some paid content, there's gonna be some free content, and there's gonna be some updates balancing that. Like for the next year, you get all the content. Once the April the next year is done, they might release a season pass for the next year. It's not forever. It's almost like a mini yearly subscription. You see, like the Borderlands did it, Season Pass 1, Season Pass 2. Season Pass could be, they set a date for Season Pass. Like, let's say Season Pass, and they're gonna set the content between this month and this month. You're sorted. Everything we release, you don't have to pay for it. We're gonna keep working on the game. And then they can decide next year, or a couple of months after next year, they're gonna do the Season Pass for that period as well. Basically, they tell you they keep working on the game, they're gonna promise you what you're gonna get, and you're getting that period, and the game is gonna keep getting patched. Because these massive strategy games, there's a lot of work. They're a lot of work, especially if you want to please the people who actually play this a lot. You know, like we here. Pretty much the amount of hours we put in this game, we basically, you can say, I've dedicated my life to this shit. So it's harder to please the guys who want to have like a lot of replay value out of it. You could say they might be relying on the modding community for parts like this, but I feel like the work on the campaign map is just way too slow because there is no incentive for them to work on it. Elich ending on the streets if Total War die. Come on, man. I have a ASMR channel on Plan B. Elich ASMR. Gonna become a ASMR artist on YouTube. Sweet whispers in your ears. Elich is moving on to Fortnite if Total War dies. I thought this was the ASMR channel. I mean, people are still streaming stuff like Heroes 3 or older games, and they have large audiences. It's clearly there are people who enjoy watching the older games. You're telling me if you know, Creative Assembly stops working with Games Workshop Warhammer and starts doing their own fantasy game. Let's say it's 2035. We are now older. Marconos has passed away because he was too old at the time already. And the Creative Assembly is releasing a new franchise of Total War games. Some kind of fantasy mambo jumbo. And it might all look like cool. It's like at first, and then you start fighting, and it's like, I don't know, it's like nobody's yelling Prince and Emperor, nobody's yelling for Sigmar. I don't have the High King grumbling. I know, fuck this shit, I'm gonna go play Warhammer. You just keep playing Warhammer, right? It's like for the way the Creative Assembly has went with the Warhammer series, they should just pretty much stick to the Warhammer games now. They're created one of the best Warhammer games in history, if not the best Warhammer game of all time. Why would they, you know, go experiment something else? Why not just stick to the Warhammer? Why not keep working on the fantasy? Why not get into 40k? Screw the historical fans. They can go fuck themselves. Just cry from little tree for the next 30 years. And we get Warhammer games, you know, for the whole generation. It feels like this pressure from their you know, original fan base that has become minority these days. You know, guys, I love knights. I love to play with knights. I love the way they look. I love the way they commit mass murder. I just love knights. I would love to see a quality medieval Total War game that has collision, that doesn't have the harmonica charges, that actually has the atmosphere, and I would just love to see it. But have you guys seen the variety of Warhammer? Have you seen what the Burning Head can do? Have you guys seen the organ guns, the dragons? Have you guys seen the Skaven? It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard. We do need a proper historical game. We haven't had a proper historical game since Thrones of Britannia. What was it, 2018? Everything we're getting, this is like has the elements of fantasy, story, and myth. It's like Three Kingdoms, Troy. It's not a historical game how they done it. It's like you're like in a story really. No Maleficent didn't mention. Shut up! I didn't mention bows either. Shit, Wizard, you're a troublemaker. My favorite thing about the historical Total War, like let's say Roman times, medieval times, the Shogunate times, it's like the atmosphere. It's like when you go start playing those games, the thing that's gonna be the most different, it's the sounds and the music. It's like when you're in the Roman times, the music is gonna give you a different tone for the game than you're in the medieval times. It's like, I feel like medieval times is gonna be more religious times. It's like more darker times. And then you get the Shogun times, a total different culture and everything. It's just this whole tone, the atmosphere is just makes for a different game, right? But when these games are not updated to the current game, and when their melee kind of sucks compared to even the most basic stuff in Warhammer, which is just basically one grinder, but there is collision. Heck, for the Shogun 2, if they just improve the controls, it could be probably fine. Controls and some bugs, it could be fine. But for the Roman medieval, just the remasters will just not do it. You mean the atmosphere of strong muscular men drenched in olive oil? You just reminded me of something. I don't even know if I want to open that can of worms. In Total War Rome 2, in Italia, where the Roma is capital, I can hire a unit of female gladiators as the mercenary, without even having the arena or Colosseum built in the city. But I'm not complaining they're female, all female regional gladiators that you can put in a Roman legion. You don't even have the arena or Colosseum built and you can add them to the army. So where do they come from? They live in the woods. You know, guys, they're making Total War Rome Remaster, and the music and atmosphere of that game, that alone is enough to play that game, but it's like we who have played too much Warhammer, we are gonna know certain things, and it's no longer the same. From arena outside Rome, obviously. Well, I'm for one, I'm excited to see, you know, like, you know, guys, you might have heard me mention this, but I do mention this from time to time. You know, I am fucking dying here to see the next Bethesda game. The single player one, of course. I just want to see all that work they put into the engine, and I just want to see the next game. I'm not even kidding here, guys. I'm fucking serious. I am dying to see it. I am dying to read Reddit, and I'm dying to read all the forums on the internet. it's going to be fucking amazing. And this is probably one of currently the most exciting things in my life, waiting for the next Bethesda game, because I'm fucking dying to see it, read about it. All the memes are gonna come on it. It's like my body cannot be more ready for this. And about half of this is how much I'm excited for the Warhammer 3, because half of it I'm excited and half of it I'm afraid. I'm afraid and excited at the same time. So yeah, I'll excited to see what they're gonna do with it, and I'm afraid what they're gonna do with it as well. So yeah. Man, year after year, it's passing, and there is not even a hint what really gonna be in the next Bethesda games. But then again, it's 2021, and 2021. Medieval 2 Total War has been released 15 years ago. 15 years. 96% of the people who played that game liked it. 96. 15 years later, there is no sequel. So yeah, I don't know. Something is coming. Something is coming, but you know, it might take another 15 years.
I don't care for this order.
Guys, just imagine you wake up, it's just a normal morning, 4 p.m. You know, they release Warhammer 3, and you're like, you're just pretending not to just jump out of happiness that, you know, your life has meaning again, and you get a coffee, and then you sit on your chair. Hopefully it's still gonna be here because it's broken in the middle. I'm lazy to buy a new one, and look at all the new factions. All the new factions have been released, and you're about to just go investigate all of it. Just imagine, guys, that day one. This... God damn. So what are we going to do on day one of Warhammer 3, guys? What are we going to do? Are we just gonna start playing, or are we gonna check everything? Fucking hell, man, that's gonna be hard. I don't like start this campaign, check everything, start this campaign, check everything, start this campaign, check everything. God damn. I think we should... We can't check everything on day one. That's like stupid. I don't want to be that guy. I just want to start campaign and check everything there. Finish this campaign and check everything there. But you guys gonna be starved for content. We might need to play 2 campaigns at once. We might check all the factions on the selection screen and check them, you know, just like on the surface. But going in faction after faction after faction, this ain't right. It ain't right. We gotta savor it. We gotta savor it. I'm salinating just, you know, the thought of it. and just, you know, enter Kislev, read every single fucking unit, stats, everything, every technology, everything they got. 5-hour turn 1. But not do the same for every faction on that day or the next day or the next day. It's gonna be new content every day, all week, all month, every day new content for several weeks. And not do everything one day. And if you guys can help yourself, well, there'll be other content creators and the YouTubers that can show this all to you. But I feel like we're just gonna go, every day is new content, and we're gonna just keep playing. And then new faction, it's like every next campaign is gonna feel like they released a new DLC. You know, it's different when they release a new DLC of factions. You know, you're gonna start, you know, campaigns and you're gonna play them. And it's different when, you know, they release a new game. Just like, I feel like trying to absorb everything at the same time, it feels like just burning the candle with a flamethrower. How much money for not play Kislev first? No. No. So yeah, we just probably just start with a big faction and start playing, and then you know, when we're done, we're gonna switch to another faction. Oh, boys. You can't help yourselves, huh? Gotta get the new computer as well, man. Hopefully there's gonna be no issues with the components. Can't even find the official one anymore. This is the official one? Yeah.
Death is like the winter chill. No door can keep it from us. And summer yet may bloom again, though ice be all upon us.
My child, there is so much to tell you, that I have run out of time. The sacrifice I made was not enough. The dark gods still feed on our transgressions. Corruption. Obsession. Deceit. Rage.
Gotta say the corner one is definitely the scariest one. Hold on, guys. I wonder what transgression Kislev made. Well, they clearly have an obsession with vodka. So the Slanish is coming for them. great demon of Korn is probably gonna be the same size as 3-man. Just with wings. The ending is the best. Oh, we're gonna have to watch it again. What's the end teasing Kate?
Like the winter chill, no door can keep it from us. In summer,
I think they're gonna make a separate trailer for Kate, because this trailer is all about Kislev, right? They're showing Kislev here. I bet you we're gonna get a similar trailer with Kate, and they're gonna be showing a different demon. Heck, we're probably gonna get 4 trailers, each showing one of the great demons. Guaranteed. I'd be shocked if you don't get more trailers about Warhammer 3 that show other demons. That show Kate, heck, even the Chaos Dwarves or the other things. This is just probably the first of the trailers.
may bloom again, though eyes be all upon us.
We're getting the Warhammer China. The guy at the end is teasing Warhammer China.
My child, there is so much to tell you that I have run out of time. The sacrifice I made was not enough. The dark gods still feed on our transgressions. Corruption. Obsession. Deceit. Rage. You must face these demons.
Because think about this trailer is showing Kislev, and I feel like this chaos here that is showing is Korn. I think it's showing the Korn side of chaos, and it's showing Kislev. What if they have trailers ready for Kate with a different demon, different type of chaos, and the others as well? Holy shit, man. Just look at this. Fucking hell. One has a lance or spear and one has an axe. This guy's looks like Scary Chosen. Play that to the lower speed. Look at them. Wow. I like it's gonna be similar like to the Bear Cavalry, just the Chaos a version on the size. we're getting they're showing the corn side of things here. We might they might be showing other demons with other factions and trailers. And he's teasing the east here. Do we even see any of the known provinces here? Pet to the east. Isn't this like where Ashen is supposed to be? What is this? Skull something? We don't see anything familiar here, right? This is all that's not in the game. What is this? Is this something? What is this? I think the Ashen is like down here. See what kind of things we can see on a map. There's a map of Cathay. It's not in a very good resolution. I think I had a map of Warhammer on PC somewhere. Well, it's definitely gonna be something else to see how they do it in the east. Because here you get the Noble County, right? This is the furthest east you have. 1 second, guys. Let me check some lists. Found this. Okay, this one actually looks what I wanted to see. So look how far this is. This is insane distance. This is an insane distance. You can see the Wolflands. You can see Mount Gumbat. This is in the game. The Wolflands are here, and Mount Gumbat is here. And the Darklands are currently here. Kinda squished here. It's the Great Bastion. It's probably like the fantasy version of the wall, the Great Wall. Oh, there it is. There it is. You can see Pig Barter. You can see Pig Barter here. You can see the Flayed Rock. This is the Nobar country. This is the capital of Clan Ashen. We don't see the Black Fortress, and we don't see the part north. We have the Fortress of Warag. We have this part. This part is in the game, and Darklands can be like shrinked to like more between like here and here, and this the part top is missing. The Ogre Kingdoms looks like it's gonna be directly above Clanation. And this is where the Chaos Dwarfs is supposed to be. Chaos Dwarfs. And the Great Maw is here. In between the Ogre Kingdoms and the Grand Cathay. This looks like a map we might be getting in the Eye of the Vortex for Warhammer 3. What is the Great Maw? It's kind of hard to say what it is. Basically, it's a thing that the Ogre Kingdoms are worshipping. Somebody told me it's some kind of alien being that fell from the sky that created a crater, and it looks like a million teeth with a massive mouth. Could be just what the nerd says, it's a giant crater. Or they could do something more about it. But one thing is sure, the Ogre Kingdoms will probably have a mechanic with it. So we got Kislev, we got the Chaos Dwarfs, we got the Ogres, and we got the Grand Cathay. And then there is Chaos. This could be the map. In the Mortal Emperors of things, they could just squeeze the Chaos Dwarfs in Darklands, add a couple more provinces here that could be in the middle between for the Ogre Kingdoms and the Grand Cathay, and then add like 4 more provinces for the Grand Cathay in the east. So literally this part of the map that is hidden here, it could be it. So basically just add another set of provinces here and here, and then extend it to this side here. It's this part of the map that's hidden, could be what's gonna be extended. Or they're making a whole new map. It'll be sad to see the old one is still cramped like this. Well, we haven't gotten any more information. It's April now, so I think we might expect another trailer. They're just basically in the stage of building hype. You know how the capitalism work. So they're just building hype, and so they are basically just getting money right now. And once enough probable copies have been sold, they might just feed us some, you know, gameplay mechanics and all that stuff. We are currently still in the stage 1, building the hype. Get as much money as possible out of the hype before we get more stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go watch an episode of Supernatural, and we'll be back with some nice stream with